Stay tuned to the end of this video for some bonus footage. I have to get the wiring finished in this workshop. The existing wiring just will not run my welder. This is a sub panel of a sub panel to then goes to the main panel. So I'm going to completely get rid of this. What I've done and didn't film is I ran underground wire over to this new panel here, and I've got 220 there for the table saw, and I have 220 coming up here. That's all just coiled up there for wherever I need my my 220 welder. But I've got a lot of spaces left, and what I need to do is there's two circuits in that panel that need to be fed from this panel, and then I can get rid of the rat's nest of wiring and junctions that go from this little sub panel all the way downstream. So the way I'm going to test to see if this works, I think there's a lot of voltage drop, and there was some weird stuff done. The neutrals were bonded in the wrong place. The grounding was at the sub panel, not the main panel. So I had to do a whole bunch of extra grounding and getting that all figured out. But take a look at this light here when I turn the bandsaw on. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's kind of strobing. It gets even worse when my air compressor kicks on or my paint sprayer kicks on. Neutrals go there. Where are we going to put my hots? Hots, grounds. Should have enough room there. Leave the neutrals last. First one is ground, and I'm gonna... Now, the grounds can't touch the neutrals. The only place the grounds can touch the neutrals is at the main panel, and that's called neutrals being bonded to the grounds. So we're gonna run the grounds away from the neutral bus over to the ground bus, which is this side. And as always, I use this. This is dead, just so you know. I'm not electrocuting myself, but it wouldn't be the first time. Now, there are some electricians that have been in the business for a long time that take a lot of pride in how they make up their electrical panel. Kind of looks like a work of art. And this is not example of one of those. All right, hot, neutral, ground. One done, one to go. It's not exactly pretty. We've got our 20 amp, 20 amp. These are the hots. These are the neutrals. I leave a little loop for a little bit of slack. Grounds come over to the ground bus. Now we're going to put the faceplate back on. I'm back over at the old panel, and this is hot, so I won't be sticking my fingers in there. So even these are how-to videos, they can also be how not to videos. But back in the old days, before there were these little fancy testers that told you, oh, it's hot, electricians used to take their fingers, lick them, and grab a hold of wires, and that's how they would find out if the circuit was hot or not. And I've watched this many times in awe as they lick their fingers and start grabbing wires, and I'm like, what the heck are you doing? But they're seeing if the circuit's hot or not. So I'm just going to wire nut these, and in the future I'll be tidying all this up into a proper junction box, and I'll probably be getting rid of the purple wires, but I've got to weld up some tables tomorrow so that I can build some cabinets the next day. You know, I gotta say, at least we have copper wire out here, not aluminum. Working in the dark here, and I'm just going to figure out what the heck to do for a ground. As in the olden days, they didn't have grounds. They used the metal box, metal conduit, or this metal flex. So what I'm going to do is go to the other workshop, shut the breaker off that feeds this, and turn on the breaker that feeds the other one. Now, when I was an electrician's apprentice, was it 22 years ago, the journeyman would stand on one leg and turn breakers on. I don't know why. Something about flowing through your heart whatnot, but all our lights kicked on. All the electricity is coming through this wire now, and through these over to there. This area of the workshop is what I'm going to use for my metal work. Still up to set up a good table. The true test comes tomorrow, and see if this guy will run right. So the bandsaw is still running. No lights flickering. Yeah, this is the true test of if this new electrical line has reduced the massive voltage drop that I experienced before. I got 2 scrap pieces of carbon steel. I've got clip it there, and let's see here. Yeah, we'll make a triangle. And we'll see if we can run a good bead right there. This is 1/4 inch thick, just your regular carbon steel. Not bad, pretty happy with that. On the last electrical, or the original electrical, this thing would have been spitting and sputtering. The welding machine would have been bogging down big time. Let's weld the other side. Not a bad bead. I'm going to try out some bonus footage. This is almost cooled down. Woo! Maybe not. Take this over to the vise and see how strong those welds are. Yeah, let's all right. Let's try it again. Pretty strong weld, huh? Not bad for a 110 MIG welder.